Okay, let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive on a pretty serious piece of kit. It's the Blustream CUSTOMPRO-HUB16. And when you see a price tag floating around, $7,000, you have to ask.
Yeah, what problem is this actually solving?
Exactly. So our mission is to figure out what makes this modular matrix hub tick and why it's built to handle 4K video in these really complex, demanding environments.
And it really is professional infrastructure. I mean, this is a backbone piece of gear. It's designed for rock-solid reliability, which is why you see that 5-year warranty.
Right.
For an installer, the real headache isn't just plugging things in. It's making sources and screens with totally different capabilities all play nicely together.
So let's start with that, with the flexibility, the design itself. We're looking at a 4U chassis with 12 modular bays inside. What does that actually let an AV planner do?
It's total customization. You're not stuck with a fixed setup.
Okay.
You can mix and match these 2-way and 4-way boards for your inputs and outputs. So you can build it up to 16 sources and 16 displays.
And these boards have an interlocking design.
They do, and that's more important than it sounds. When you're crammed into a tight AV rack, that feature makes swapping things out or doing maintenance so much easier. It's not a nightmare of loose connections.
Okay, so that's the physical side. Let's bridge to performance, because capacity without capability is, useless?
Yeah.
The baseline spec is crucial here. It supports 4K UHD video all the way up to 4K at 60 Hz 4.4.4.
Yep.
For anyone listening, can you give a quick refresher? Why is that 4.4.4 spec so tough to pull off in a big matrix setup?
It really all comes down to bandwidth. Pure and simple, 4K 60, 4.4.4, it needs the full 18 gigabits per second that the HDMI 2.0 spec allows for.
That's a lot of data.
A huge amount. And that 4.4.4 part means there's no color compression, no chroma subsampling. You get perfect color fidelity, which is absolutely essential for HDR. Getting that signal reliably over the long distances you need with HDBaseHub. That's the real technical challenge.
And this is where it gets really interesting, right? To solve that, the system uses these optional called space conversion boards, the CSC boards. What do they do?
The CSC boards are basically the brains of the operation. They're what lets the hub manage that full 18 Gbps signal, HDR included. But the real aha moment, the thing that solves the mixed display problem, is the independent downscaling.
So you've got this massive project, some new 4K screens, maybe some older 1080p displays still in the mix. You're not forced to dumb the whole system down to the lowest common denominator.
That's exactly right. That's the headache this solves. The CSC board takes that perfect 4K 4.4.4 signal, and then for each individual output, it steals it.
So the 1080p screen just gets a 1080p signal.
It gets a perfect 1080p at 60 Hertz signal. And maybe even more importantly, if you have a 4K screen that can't quite handle the full 18 Gbps bandwidth.
Which happens.
It happens all the time. The hub can send it 4K at 60 Hz 4.2.0. It's still a 4K picture, just with a little color compression that most people would never notice. It guarantees a stable image on every single screen. And of course, the whole thing is HDCP 2.2 compliant.
That compatibility management is, that alone sounds worth the price of admission. Let's talk about control and integration. You can control it from the front panel, RS-232, TCP/IP, IR, and a web GUI. That web interface must make setup a lot easier.
Oh, absolutely. When you're managing what could be 32 different endpoints, having a central web GUI to configure everything is vital.
And what about power?
It supports Posse power over cable. So if you're using the compatible Blustream HD base or receivers, the hub itself powers them.
But no need for a power outlet and a wall wart behind every single TV.
Exactly. It cleans up the installation and cuts down on potential points of failure.
Okay, finally audio. The chassis has 16 analog audio inputs you can embed. But for the really complex jobs, there's an optional audio board, right?
Yeah, and this brings up a really important question for integrators. Analog inputs are good, but when you're dealing with a huge video system, you need granular audio control. And that's what the optional breakout board is for. It gives you analog and digital audio breakout. But the key feature, the game changer, is the line-level volume control.
So you can manage audio levels for each zone right from the hub.
Right. You avoid having to run everything through another expensive audio DSP downstream. It keeps the whole system streamlined.
So when we boil it all down,
Yeah.
what you're really buying here isn't just a box that switches video signals.
Not at all.
You're buying sophisticated compatibility management. You're buying peace of mind that every single display in your project is going to get a stable, usable picture no matter what its specs are.
It takes the guesswork out of it. You can build a system knowing it will just work, and that it's got room to grow.
So here's a final thought to leave you with.
Yeah.
This hub provides robust power over cable to power remote devices. But what happens when future standards, like 8K, start demanding so much power that they might need power sent back from the display to the source? It flips the whole PMOS model on its head, and that's going to be the next frontier for matrix design.